All right. We're good to go. Here we are, draft day, and we'll check out and see who we think the biggest bust or potential bust of this 2020 draft could possibly be. Um, I want to say that when I'm saying bust, I'm thinking about guys, not just guys who are drafted higher than maybe they should have been, but guys who we think are just going to guys who are going to just flame out and you're not going to see them anymore in the league after like 2 years. So um, Dan, I'm going to let you get started. You tell us potential guys. Who are you thinking? Who are you thinking about?
CeeDee Lamb's my number one. I think he will be the Davis kid from Tennessee. I
Okay.
I don't. I guess I don't know why everybody is so high on him. I mean, he played in the Big 12, so I mean, you talk about having wide open offenses and people who can't tackle. I'm serious. I don't know. I don't. There's something about him. For me, that just screams. I could see the Eagles taking him and thinking that he's going to be their savior, and he's going to literally I think he's going to be exactly like the Davis kid from Western Michigan is for Tennessee.
All right. Okay. D, who's your first guy? Who do you think?
C.J. Henderson, cornerback from Florida.
Florida, yeah.
There's a lot of people high on him, but I did some reading, and he had some big time mental lapses. He kind of reminds me of Hayden a little bit with his freakish athletic ability, but we all saw what happened to Hayden. Now look who he plays for. You know what I mean? But with that being said, he's one of them guys I think could be a stud, but I see him flaming.
All right. Mace?
My first one's going to be Ruggs, the receiver from Alabama. Again, playing in on that offense, it seemed like every time you saw him catch a ball, there wasn't anyone within 20 yards of him. I just don't know that. I think he's going to go really high, and I think Tyreek Hill has made him a lot of money because I think a lot of people say, "Oh, well, we have to get a guy that can stretch the field. We have to get a guy that can run a 4.2." And I just don't think that he's going to be a guy that's. I think the best case scenario for him is he turns into be Mike Wallace, who might not be a bad thing, but I don't know that you spend a top 12 pick on him. And again, I just think that Tyreek Hill has made that guy a lot of money because that's all they're looking for is how fast can you run.
All right. Okay. I got two who I don't think I hate to use the word bust. I wouldn't say they're going to be bust, but I've got question marks, which I think probably everybody has a question marks on somebody because you don't know for sure. But I think Joe Burrow is going to be okay. I don't know if Joe Burrow, what everybody saw this past season, is Joe Burrow. Because I watched Joe Burrow a lot that year before at LSU when he first came. Now, I know he got coached up and had a different system, and he had a lot of studs around him. We might be in for a little difference of the Joe Burrow we see rolling out in Cincinnati than the one we saw at LSU. And I think people think it's just going to translate, but I don't know. I don't know on that one. I just there's something about it. I don't know. But the guy who I shouldn't say worries me, but the one who I really feel a little iffy on is the can't miss guy, and it's Chase Young. I think Chase Young's a stud, but I also know there were times this season where there were rumblings as an Ohio State fan where you were like, okay, I haven't heard that dude's name. Or what's he doing? And I know sometimes it was being blocked by three guys, or there was this or there was that, but it was like, I need you to make a play. And I don't know if you guys remember, but that Clemson game, how many big plays did he make? Did he make a lot?
I know he hit Lawrence a lot. He was like one step away from making a lot of plays, but I agree.
And the one step away always reminds me of Myles Garrett because I always feel like I watch Myles Garrett and that dude's always one step away. I mean, and it's like, and again, I know it's a tough job. And again, if you were building a pass rushing defensive end, Chase Young would be that'd be your prototype guy. I mean, he has it all. Don't get me wrong. My worry is if he comes in and he doesn't just explode, is it then going to be, oh, we'll see, that guy's a bust? And I don't think he will be a bust. I just worry if there's going to be enough. Is he going to make enough plays where people are going to justify, yeah, that dude's your number 2 draft pick? Now, don't get me wrong. If the Browns get that dude, I'd be in heaven. But just my 2 cents. I worry about those guys. I always, because of pressure.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you think? Anybody else, Dan?
Yeah, I got 2 guys I think they're going to be second-round picks, and I don't know how much you guys are going to agree with me on the one. I think one is Hurts. I think you said that you think Tyreek Hill made Ruggs money. I think Lamar Jackson has made Jalen Hurts more viable in the draft, and I don't think he's even remotely close to Lamar Jackson. The other one I think that, and I don't want to say he's going to be a bust, but I don't think he's going to be as good as what essentially Ohio State fans think he's going to be, is J.K. Dobbins. Taylor, I think, is a prototypical running back. I was interested in watching LT on the NFL Network talking about how he loves Jonathan Taylor because he ran against a lot of eight man in the box, and he ran in small spaces. And he liked DeAndre Swift because he thought DeAndre Swift was, could catch the ball really well out of the backfield. And it was interesting listening to his take on Dobbins. He didn't say Dobbins was terrible, but he said, Dobbins had a lot more athletes, had a quarterback who, is going to be probably the second pick in the draft next year. So it'll be interesting to see how both those guys turn out, I think.
D?
Big question mark for me on Tua. I like him. I don't know. Like you said, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about him that I could see him slipping, how Brady Quinn did, and then getting somewhere. And I don't know. I was kind of in my head comparing him to Kyler Murray, but I think Kyler Murray has a better skill set than him. I really do.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
All right. Mace?
I have a couple more, but I'm going to go with Becton, and I say this because I worry because he's going to end up as a Brown, but I'm always skeptical of those guys that no one's ever heard of. Yeah, that no one's ever heard of until the combine. I'm also worried about a guy that weighs that much because honestly, if he puts on another 15 pounds, 20 pounds, he's no longer in the league. And the wear and tear that takes on knees, believe me, I can tell you, extra weight doesn't help with the joints. And everything that I read is, what's his passion for football? And I think that is one of the characteristics that is overlooked the most. What is your passion? If you're not going to be, a quote unquote gym rat, I think this league gets a lot tougher. So I have him as my second guy that I worry about.
That's a good call. Putting your body on the line, man. I mean, that's, and if you don't have a love, it's Gerard Cherry talks about all the time where he's like, how much do you love the game or do you love the things you get from the game? And I think that's big when you're talking about young guys, especially because that's got to be tough. I don't know. I think Justin Herbert scares the bejeebies out of me. I have watched Oregon play, and he does some things that are incredibly. I mean, he's gifted because he's got the size and he's got an arm. But there are other times I'm just like, I just want to see you win. Like, don't make the mistake. Don't throw the crucial pick. Don't make the bad pass.
You're playing in the Pac-10 for the love of God.
You're right, and they were in the Pac-10, and it wasn't like they dominated.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't dominate, so I don't know. I don't know. That guy scares me, but he's another poster child guy. That if you were building a quarterback, you'd go, "Oh yeah, he's got all the stuff that you would be looking for in a quarterback." So you never know. You never know. That's interesting. Yeah. Anything else for the good of the order? Anybody got anything else they want to throw out about the draft or they're looking forward to? I like Derek said, I'm really looking forward to see how it just goes. Just any glitches or how did things work out? Front offices being able to communicate with each other. I think all that stuff's going to be pretty interesting tonight because, and I don't know if we'll ever really get the real story of like, hey, we were going to make a trade, but we
had the spinning wheel.
My internet went off. Right, exactly. Yeah, I had the spinning wheel of death on my computer, and we were going to pull the trigger, but we couldn't. I mean, yeah, it'll be really interesting to find out that kind of stuff.
I think it's going to be interesting, Keith, to see when all the smoke settles, who is it that everyone's in love with?
Yes.
Who is it that everyone is trading up to get? And to kind of go back to our last conversation again, I know I said it before, but Isaiah Simmons is a guy that scares me. I don't like those guys that don't have a position. We went through that with Jabril Peppers, and I don't know how he fits in. And there are other guys, when you start looking at it, it seems like our linemen are getting bigger and our linebackers are getting smaller. And you get a guy like a Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma who looks like this tremendous athlete and flies around until you watch him. And yeah, he did make 16 tackles, but he missed 10. And he got ran over twice, so like those guys are the guys that I kind of worry about. Yeah, I can't wait to see, who ends up trading up and for who, because I have a funny feeling people are going to trade up for guys and you're going to be like, what? I think that Derek Brown and the Kinlaw kid from South Carolina, people are going to trade up to get them because I think teams believe that they're low risk, high impact type guys that they can plug in right away.
Who can play right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Put them on a D line. You put them in a rotation, they're going to go make plays.
Yeah, even if they're average at defensive tackle for the next 10 years, they're still right. Starters for you.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Anything else for you, Danny?
Nope, just looking forward to it. And again, I want to say thank you for doing this, Keith, because this is really fun. I enjoy talking.
Look at this guy. This guy right here. I still love the hair. The hair is amazing.
Yeah.
It is pretty impressive. It is pretty impressive.
All right. Hey, I think, like I said, early next week, we'll get back on after the draft and stuff, and we'll talk about it and see what happens. And we'll check out parts 3 and 4 of The Last Dance, and we'll have those discussions, and we'll see what we got going on. But hey, try to enjoy the next 3 days because Lord knows there hasn't been a lot on TV.
Well, I'm sure we'll be talking through text tonight. So.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Well, I'm sure somebody will be making fun of you at some point. So I want to see.
I will probably be shirtless when that happens. So just picture that.
Yeah, let's keep our clothes on.
We'll see you guys. Peace out.
Man. Later.
Browns.